Hey there, landowners. Are you thinking about selling your vacant land? Welcome to Solid Earth Real Estate. Today, I'm sharing exactly how I help landowners like you sell their land quickly and for the absolute best price. Stick around, because this could change everything. First of all, you need a powerful online presence. This is the second episode in my series about selling land. The format of this show is to teach useful tips and tricks to anyone who needs these golden nuggets. First things first, maximize online visibility. You want to make sure that your agent has you listed everywhere buyers are looking. The MLS and all of its affiliates, where it syndicates out to, like Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, and there's hundreds more sites in various regions that it syndicates out to. That's first and foremost. But additionally, on specialty sites like land.com, land flip, and land search that are specialty land sites. Additionally, you want to make sure that your agent has good social media, at least on Facebook Marketplace is a very effective place to get the conversation going. There's a lot of tire kickers, but there's such a high volume of people that I do generate a lot of good leads on Facebook Marketplace. And they have a function where you can share that ad to groups. You should be joining a lot of different groups. There's land buyers and sellers, real estate, ranches, farms, just all kinds of groups. You want to join those groups so that you can syndicate those ads out all over the place. And it takes some time occasionally, but you got to be active. Your agent should be active on those groups. A lot of times we'll hire virtual assistants to manage those things. Professional drone visuals. Buyers need to see the true potential of your land. Use professional drone photography and video tours to showcase your property's best features, helping buyers visualize their dream and increasing their willingness to pay top dollar. You know, you see so many land ads where I just don't get it sometimes. Even for high dollar properties, I'll see ads, and there's a slide here that shows you some examples of poor ads versus quality ads. You know, it depends on the type of the property. If someone is looking for their dream property to build their dream home or a hobby farm or something like that, you have to sell the dream. You don't start out with the lead photo as a plat map. That's okay for commercial real estate where it's just facts and figures. You're just dealing with a business who's looking for the facts and figures on where they can build, right? You got to build the dream, do some good ad copy, have really excellent photos that marks the boundaries and not only shows the aerials, but also shows the ground views. I see so many ads where there's a bazillion photos and it's just a bunch of aerials and there's nothing marked and it's just a bunch of trees. You can't tell the topography. You can't tell the boundaries. You can't really see anything about the property. You're dealing with people who are retail buyers that most of the times for these types of properties, and they're not going to have the vision for it. I mean, even I don't. When I look at a property, I'm like, where are the damn boundaries? Spend an extra 5 minutes. And if you don't know how to do it, hire a VA online to draw the boundaries. It's not that hard. And of course, you want to have a good sign. That's kind of a no-brainer. Good signage on the property. That's going to attract local buyers. And you got to have a sign to attract the drive-bys. A lot of pieces of land have an entrance that might not be very obvious, right? So having a sign right by the entrance road, I have a new listing that I just did a couple of weeks ago, and that's a very clear case in point. You can drive right by that sign. In fact, I had it listed before I was able to get out there and hang the sign, and I had a couple of people call me up saying they couldn't find it. So I had to give them some pretty specific instructions, and those are just time wasters, and you miss all the drive-by stuff. Or you may have talked to somebody on the phone and then they drove out there and they couldn't find it. Now, if it's listed with an agent, it's going to have a sign on it. But, if you're doing for sale by owner, make sure you get out there and put a sign on it. All right. Targeted social media advertising. There's a lot of buyers out there actively searching. So as I mentioned before, Facebook Marketplace, but it also helps to run ads on Facebook and Instagram, increase your traffic as much as possible. And YouTube is good too. Offering creative financing solutions, especially in the market we're in right now. Lenders have really tightened up. Even lenders like Farm Credit want 30-35% down easily. And interest rates are high, but their lending criteria is really tight. So sometimes you can get the most bang for your buck by offering seller financing. Now, a lot of landowners might get scared by this. They don't want to manage. I just want my cash and I want to get out. They don't know how to manage a note, manage a loan. But it's all done by a title company and an attorney. You hire an escrow company, which you can arrange through that attorney and or title company. You definitely have a lot of escrow companies that will service these notes for you. It's just mailbox money to you. You'll get an automatic payment dropped in your bank account every month, assuming your buyer keeps paying. But it's also set up to where it's very easy to take the property back if needed. But it's really a nice situation. That escrow company is going to manage everything for you. The payments, the property taxes, they do it all. For a small fee, usually it's $25 to $35 a month, but you don't pay for that. Your buyer does. So it's a win-win. And there's also great tax advantages. If you have a high gain on that property high capital gain because you've owned it for a long time, you can defer and significantly reduce, if not eliminate altogether, your capital gains taxes, depending on how you structure it and how long the payment period is and how much per year, etc. There's a code in the IRS code. It's code number 453. So ask your CPA about that regarding installment payments and how you can spread out your capital gains and reduce and even in some cases eliminate your capital gains tax. All right, now pricing strategies. Pricing is crucial. My approach is strategic, balancing competitive pricing with creating urgency. Often, the right pricing strategy sparks bidding wars, getting you an even higher price. And of course, your listings should be clear and detailed. Buyers value clarity and simplicity. Ensure your listing clearly communicates the boundaries, has good photography, a good write-up that builds the dream, but you also want it very clear on the zoning and what it can be used for, the utilities, the access, perk testing results, and a soil map if you've got one. If you've got a plat map and or a survey, get that in there. Call out the property taxes so they don't have to go into the tax records and look it up. Although it's usually on the MLS listing. If you're placing ads everywhere else, Facebook Marketplace, put it in there. And any other essential details you can think about the property. You want to remove buyer hesitation, which facilitates faster decision-making. And it sort of keeps them from looking elsewhere if you make it difficult. I talked about this in my previous video a little bit, that, buyers will go with the lower hanging fruit if there's similar properties in the area. Put it all in there. I don't know, some agents, in my opinion, sometimes they withhold information because they want to get that phone call. That way, if that property's not right for them, they can sell them something else. But I don't know about you. When I was just an investor, my biggest pet peeve with the vast majority of agents that I worked with was their response time, returning phone calls. I pride myself on at least sending you if I'm buried and you leave me a voice message or you text me, I'm going to at least come back and tell you, look, I'm buried. Is it urgent? Otherwise, can I call you in a couple of hours or tonight or tomorrow morning? Just some quick 5-second communication. I don't want all those calls for people asking question that I could have easily put in the ad. So I try to put everything in there. I'll just give an example. Many times had people, they had enough information in the ad, they'd go ahead and drive out and look at it before they even contacted me. And they'd like it, call me, say, let's make an offer. And I actually had this set up to where I sold property online where people could actually go onto my website and put a deposit and a down payment down on it. And there was many times where I never even talked to the customer and they bought it online. So not sight unseen, they went and saw it and bought it. All right, showcasing potential. Every property has a unique potential. Your property should be marketed by highlighting its best possible uses, whether it's farming, recreation, subdivision, or residential development. Buyers decide more quickly and pay more when they can clearly see what's possible. And it's going to waste a lot less of your time. And I did also discuss this in the first video a little bit in some detail. So if you're ready to see how I can help you sell your land quickly and maximize your profit, click the link below and schedule a free, no obligation call with me today. Let's talk specific and get your land sold. All right. Adios. God bless. I love you. Mwah.
Thank you, beautiful people, for hanging out with us today. We hope you enjoyed the content. Please let us know what you thought in the comments, and don't forget to grab a free download below. And remember to like, subscribe, and share this episode. Catch you next time on the Solid Earth Real Estate Show.